hop. I mean, if you look across the spectrum, Lady Gaga's ass is hanging out. So is Beyonce, Katy Perry. So it's not just these women, you know what I mean? Over here, it's sort of women in general, you know what I mean? So I think that the sex sells is one aspect of it, but the other part of it is that everybody else is doing it. So it's difficult for some people to capture the attention that they desire, maybe not need, you know what I mean, or even deserve by using those sort of tactics where, you know, I mean, Beyonce's famous sort of for this bodysuit thing, you know what I mean? And that catapulted her. We all knew and loved Beyonce before, but we couldn't stop talking about her when she put that outfit on, you know what I mean? So.
Ryan, you have a question? Ryan, you have a question?
I'm not Ryan, that's my other friend. I'm Javon.
I like Ryan. I like Ryan. Okay.
I know.
My name is Paul Joseph. I'm a student at Chicago. My question is, how can you change classical music now if it's already been evaluated or judged?
How can we change the concept?
Yes, of music now.
Well, I don't think anybody should change anything about what it is. We're not really saying that things should change. That you should change as a person, that you should change your thoughts or your music, your life. That's your life. Usually people who write music, they're usually writing about their life, you know, or experiences. You know, so no one can tell you, oh, well, you shouldn't do this. This is how you should do it. You know, or you should do it like the old school did it. No one can actually tell you that. But at the same time, respect your history. Respect where it came from.
And I'm saying there's kids out here that imitate what others do, such as Chief Keef.
I can tell you as the mother and the grandmother on the channel, that a lot of that comes from home and from family. I was around a lot of males. I had a lot of male cousins, and ironically, I was never misogynized. There was no misogyny. It was just about me having fun, being around them, learning from them, learning how to write. They empowered me, they inspired me, and they influenced me, but they couldn't change me. And that's important to know that we can't change the music, or we can't change what's in the mindset of the children. It's important to understand how to influence them, how to empower them, and how to inspire them. And it has to come from home. And when I say home, I don't just mean home like in your household. I mean home in your family component. And again, once again, that's the hip hop culture. Jazz was jazz before we knew it was jazz. Hip hop was hip hop before we knew it was hip hop.
Okay,
it was always a lifestyle or spirituality.
Right. We need to take we have two more questions from the two ladies. The one in the red. Then we'll get you this lady, and then you are
Javon.
My name is Nicole. I wanted to ask, hip hop, given like every other aspect of life, money influences it as well as times change. But what we know as hip hop, it came from a time when a community raised a child, not just the family unit. What are you ladies doing? Are any one of you guys involved in any groups that help to promote that lifestyle of hip hop in the community today?
I am. I actually am the New Jersey chapter president of the Hip Hop Congress, which is a 501(c) organization that uses hip hop to empower communities. And a lot of it has to do with workshops, some fundraising, but it's really just about connecting with people on, you know, the community level and trying to engage them in positive messages that incorporate hip hop. At the very first Hip Hop Education Week, there were tons of presenters who had amazing contributions, and I encourage you to, you know, maybe connect with Jaja to find out more about them. But Fresh Prep is one organization. They teach history, statistics, business through hip hop music. I mean, there was a hip hop statistician who had somehow organized this method of determining what words were used in hip hop songs and when and where they went from there, that, you know, different phrases. So really amazing contributions are being made around hip hop as well as, you know, in music. So I think that's important to continue, allowing the village to raise a child and encouraging the village to raise a child, because our families are very fragmented. Like, families aren't the same as they were when hip hop originated. So our concept of families have changed, and we need to kind of get back to a more of a community, a group effort, as opposed to the girl over there, We
Right.
need to reactivate the neighborly thing in our society.
Right, and to elaborate on the question, basically, I actually am a mentor of hip hop dance teams. I manage other than hip hop dance teams, I manage rap artists. I manage a b-boy who started out at the age of 3, who is now 6 years old. So I do a lot of community events, community-based events. Hip hop is always a part of everything that I do. But basically, it's that's what we do. Not just me, but that's what we all do. We all teach the young men and women that are in our lives about the culture. But it's basically up to them what they're gonna do with it. But I'm gonna take her question.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I have a radio station, internet radio station, and I love all music. And I'm old school. I remember when we play everything. And I remember when music was about meaning and it touched you. That's really what it was. That made you go buy the CDs, the albums, the 8-tracks. So my question is, when did this all come about? I know sex sells, but when did it come about where it's nudity? And when did that become the forefront?
Rock music.
Well, it really is. And when did that become the forefront? And can you girls and artists that are coming up try to take it back a step or two to when it was about the meaning and when you were touching people from here?
I mean,
To me,
she's an artist, so she can probably.
I think just as well as DJ Amazing Grace said, that kind of happened. That happened in culture. And what happens is hip hop, as our culture, as times change, as things change in America, it changes in our communities, because we're no longer the same way. I would say we're no longer beautiful. Dark-skinned women are no longer considered beautiful when light-skinned women come. I think that's just idiocy, and it's kind of divided our cultures. So as hip hop artists, I'll give you 1 second, Brooklyn. It's like as hip hop artists, when Madonna came out, and it's okay to be a virgin and different things, that happened in that type of a music, it pushed over into our genres. Rock music, in the way, we have a lot of Satanism and other things in rock music pushed over into hip hop as we combine the different genres of music. So it's like we can't take it back. What's happening, it has to start with you as an individual. The same way, I was raised in hip hop, I know NWA from, gangster music and everything else. The way that whole genre happened, that's what's happening in our communities. If we're poor, we're gonna rap about that. So if people are drunk, drugs, and selling, their bodies or whatever it is, that's the music we rap about. It's kind of our culture. How we touch people is what we do. So in my music, I can't sit here and honestly say I don't have gangster rap. I do. But I also have music that's about my dad, or about things that have happened in my life, about being a woman, about different things in that fashion. So as a person, I have to take personal responsibility. So when my niece and my sister, like I said, who goes here, listens to my music, I have to have diversity. I have to let her know everything is not peaches and cream, but it's not all bad either. You know what I mean? So you personally
We have to try to kind of
Wrap up.
wrap it up. So we're just gonna take these 2 questions, and then we, kind of limit the answers, please.
All right. My name is Javon. Shout out to Ryan, by the way. My question is, starting off for me, is because also my name is Javon, getting into producing, music producer. I'm actually that. I'm also getting into being a manager, such as a couple of y'all ladies up there. My question to y'all is how do you balance out the business aspect and then the personal life? Because I know a lot of y'all mothers, and I'm a single father myself, so it's kind of, so how do you get the balance, and how do you get to that point where you can just say, no, what, I ain't working for nobody else, this is what I'm doing here? That's my question.
I don't think there is no balance.
It's how bad you want it. How bad you want it.
Yeah.
She could probably answer from the entrepreneur
You
Right.
good? Yeah.
I just want to let you know because I have balanced it already. I'm a mother of 9.
Wow.
Okay, that's right. Educated, spiritually, mentally, you have to educate yourself, and you have to have the know-how to do what Jay-Z did it. He wears all his hats. You know what I'm
Now
saying?
he does.
Yeah, but
Now
I'm
he
saying in the beginning, no.
No,
All
he
rap artists got ripped off in the past. Let me tell you that. So, but to do that, it can be balanced, and I'm gonna turn it over to her. But I'm just letting you know, I'm balancing it. So let me let her do from the.
But to the aspect of the entrepreneur side, life is all about balance. If you do not have balance, you're going to be wrecked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
That's it, Bob.
Let's say our opinion, let's say our opinion.
That's true. It's your opinion.
it's my opinion. I respect everybody else's, but I am a firm believer that you must have balance in life in order to give, because you cannot serve all these things at the same time. You must be balanced. You must be concentrated in one thing. But at the same time, if you're passionate about something, you must indulge yourself in what you're doing, because you can't be half in and half out. You must be all the way in. It's either all or not.
I appreciate your opinion, but I can honestly not say, balance, I wear too many hats entirely, too many hats to say that, I'm gonna be able to just be balanced, that things are gonna be level with me. There's no way, but it's working for me. It's work. Not everybody is built the way, built the way that I am, so not everybody will be able to do all the things that I do. But I believe it's according to the individual. It's according to the individual.
All right, we have one more question.
Real quick, just to respond to that. There is a way that you can establish balance, and what I encourage you to do is to get a calendar and schedule your days off first. And you schedule your days off first, so you have that time to yourself to look forward to, and you fill in the blanks as you go along. And that way you have established a piece, you know what I mean? And if you have to grind it out for 60 hours one week, you know that next Friday you don't have to do anything at all.
My last opinion and humble opinion, I respect everybody. I feel that if you have not reached your goal, there is no balance. You have to have focus on that particular, success you're trying to reach. You're a dad, I'm quite sure you're gonna put some time aside for that, and you're gonna be amazing at it. But I feel like a lot of times in our community, we're just kind of sugarcoated. If you're broke, you can't balance. You gotta focus. Follow one course to success. If you believe in hip hop and that's what you want to do, I promise you, I know Grace, I know Christy, I know Tanya, and me as an entrepreneur, I don't sleep. Because I'm not gonna sleep. If I'm broke, I don't eat. So get focused. Follow one course to success. And when I get there, I will relax like Jay. And then I can drink multiple hats. I'm sorry.
I just hope that
You broke.
Say that and then just get up.
I know you was
I'm about to drop the mic.
Drop mic.
I'm suffering. If we have problems here, you broke, you can't balance.
I'm
If
sorry,
your mama, I know you're mama.
it always gets
I
so
know it's
good.
time for us to leave, but this man had his hand.
No, I'm gonna let him
up.
say something. I just want to
Okay.
say this, that also on this panel, we're dealing with intergenerational perceptions of reality. This is a 21-year-old,
Right.
we're in our 40s.
Right,
Therefore, our
right.
perception of reality is different than ours.
That's
because
true.
she
That's
has to
true.
grow
That's true. too.
doing the diversity of portfolio of doing it. Because I'm the same way. I'm a father of a 9-year-old. I have 5 businesses, and I work in Dr. Kafani's office. I work there part-time. I do full-time work and make it all happen.
Right.
Because I'm 40 years old, I know how to do that.
Right, right.
So it's a generational
That's
thing
kind of
as well. And I definitely appreciate what Marciel said, because she's representing the population that's out there as well.
Right, right. I mean, I'm glad her being her age, and she is able to say, yes, we need balance.
Right.
I mean, that's good for you right now, baby girl. But once you get up, I'm 43 years old. Once you get up to be my age, there is not really a whole lot of balance. And the days off that she's talking about, my phone is going crazy even on my days off. So if I don't turn this off, If I don't completely shut out the world, there's no days off for me. No days off for me.
Okay, on that note, we'll ask one last question. I'm gonna have the panel, we're gonna have the panel give a summation, 30 seconds of their final comments. Go ahead, brother. Question.
Imhotep. My name is General Messiah.
Hi,
It's a pleasure to meet each one of you ladies. My question is regards to the Hip Hop Nation that was sponsored by Hampton Jr., Fred Hampton's son. This was in California about maybe 15 and 20 years ago. And they was predicating their program on helping political prisoners. I was wondering if you still support those particular concepts or it has been revised in this shape, form, or fashion, because I haven't been keeping abreast of that.
I want to say you can speak to that.
Well, the Hip Hop Congress is one organization, as well as Russell Simmons Hip Hop Caucus. They typically deal with a lot of politically charged issues and issues of even spiritual matters, like getting meditation in schools and things of that nature. Specifically regarding political prisoners, I'm not aware of any initiative other than the new Black Panther Party that is specifically focused on that. But if anybody is aware, I would definitely love to find out more and sort of get involved with that, because I would like to bring that message to my listeners on urban music and, you know, just my community in general. So thank you for bringing that to the
I just
table.
want to say, reiterate that hip hop is holistic and it's a family culture. And so we have to understand too that, going back to the knowledge of the Black Panthers, we have to know our rights, we have to know our laws, we have to understand the laws and the policies that govern us. That's all a part of hip hop culture too. Hip hop was always, it has always been about education and about knowledge and about learning.
Right.
And you can't free a prisoner until you even know why they're in prison, until you understand the laws that are restricting them, that are imprisoning them. So that's important. I mean, I myself, I'm a parent of 2 children with developmental disabilities, and I'm a staunch advocate. I'm the first Muslim to serve, appointed by Governor Christie, on the New Jersey Council of Developmental Disabilities. And I'm there, well, because I'm the only brown face there, but I'm also there, and that's knowledge, that's understanding, and accepting my role, and knowing that I have to forge forward with knowledge, and being myself, and not being there to be anything but a representation of myself, my family, and my community, and my culture, which part of it is hip hop culture.
Okay, so we're gonna basically have a summation. We'll start with Ms. Glamours. We're gonna just kind of sum it up. You know, just give them some last words. You know.
Okay. I'm one of the pioneers, those who just walked in. Hip hop is my beginning of my life. Hip hop changed my life. Even when I became Muslim, it still was inculcated in my life, because now I write about Islam, and it's educational, it's spiritual, it's just part of my life, and it's how I teach and how I spread Islam. And I'm the Muslim poet, so you can check out my work on Facebook, Reverb Nation. I'm there.
What's your name on there? What's her name on Reverb?
I have my cards, the Muslim poet, Glamorous, but my Facebook page is Muslim poet, Sister Jamila, Haji Sister Jamila Abdul-Kareem, and I have my cards with my contact information. You can get them.
Follow me on Twitter, or Instagram, or Facebook. Amina1389, AMINA1389. If you Google that, you'll find me. If it's not my face attached to it, let me know so I can find out who's impersonating me. My summation are some of the answers to the questions, which hip-hop is evolutionary and revolutionary. Revolutionary meaning revolving. Everything that changes often stays the same. We're going around in circles, and life is a circle. It's vast and it's growing when I say evolutionary. So yes, true school, or what some of us may call real hip-hop, old school hip-hop, it has changed and it has evolved, but that comes with life and with life cycles. If you're not moving in constant motion in life, then you're probably dead.
Yes.
And so when we talk talked about balance also, balancing is in constant motion. I can't balance these two objects right now without still having to move. I can't try to balance on one foot or one leg without still trying to adjust and trying to constantly move. And giving yourself, giving your 100% still means that you may have to give 20% to something, 10% to something, 40% to something else, and 30% to something else. But understand that hip hop culture is holistic and it's enriching. And we have to remember to embrace what moves our spirit. And that holistic aspect of hip hop culture, it moves our spirit. And so it's something kind of religious about it too. And when you talked about the gospel of hip hop, when you talked about the nudity aspect, we have to remember too, back in the day, Josephine Baker had to establish a certain level of nudity in order to brand herself. When you look at Eartha Kitt, when you look at the pinup models back from the 50s, there was always a certain way that women had to unfortunately brand themselves in order to stay in the limelight. Now, I also just wanted to say that, the sister asked what we doing, and I mentioned that, the fact that I'm a disability rights advocate, I'm an education rights advocate, so I'm constantly teaching, but what's really important to me as a child of the hip hop culture, and a parent and a grandparent, is that I don't just work with the youth, and I leave a lot of that for my sister Tanya, who's amazing at that. I work with the parents. There's an intergenerational gap. So I'm often talking to the parents about how to reconnect with their children, but also reconnecting with the child inside, because that's really important. We're so adamant about being rigid that we forget how to be fluid and in constant motion.
My name is Cecilia Cosman again, and I'm glad that I came. And again, I've learned quite a lot, so thank you for having me. And all I would say is to follow your dreams, because we have forgotten what is to dream. And we are busy building somebody else's dreams, and we forget about our own. And as she said, if we're not growing, we're dying. You must water yourself every single day as a plant with knowledge. You must learn every single, at least one thing. You must say, oh, I learned something new. It amazes me. And if you aren't learning, indulging yourself with knowledge, what is it that you're going to do? Where are you going to go? People perish because of ignorance. We must educate ourselves into knowing what we must do to get to the next step. That's all my words for you, and thank you.
So my last words, first I just want to say thank you, John, for having me down here. It's really been very, very humbling meeting, hip-hop history and our pioneers. I want to say thank you to all the ladies, and my last words as a woman in hip-hop, encourage each other. As an entrepreneur, encourage each other. A lot of times we get so lost up in our own daily lives, and it's the whole hate factor as being a woman in business, being a student, being a mother. Just love each other. If you see somebody, as I always do, when Tanya called me, I called Christy and Grace, because I feel like I couldn't really, give my hip hop culture, being a Jersey artist, without those two, because they've done some amazing things. And for Tanya to call me, I'm just really humble. I want you guys to just, like Marcella said, follow your dreams, and by any means necessary, be you and be true to you. That's what hip hop is to me.
Thank you again to Tanya and to Jaja for having me here. Once again, my name is DJ Amazing Grace. In short, if anybody, I encourage you, you have voices, we all have voices. If you would want to put your voice out there, please contact me. Text this number. Everybody pull out your cell phones real quick for me. Real quick, I want to try something. Can you guys text 4141, twin? I know you have a cell phone. Text 41 to 41411. Text Grace the DJ, okay? And I'll give you some more information about me if you want to follow up with me.
Wait, what?
The number to text is 41411. And in the text message, put Grace the DJ, okay? I'll give you some more information just to follow up with me if you're interested in hosting a radio show. I have outlets for you, anything like that. Please keep in contact. Like my girl Knight said, let's keep encouraging each other, let's keep moving, and this is only meaning greater things. Thank you for having me.
Well, again, thank you to Tanya and Jaja for inviting me as well. And I just want to give my website information. It's chrisyolanda.com. ChrisYolonda, and I do a little bit of everything from host a radio show with Grace here to build websites and create branding campaigns. So if you are in need of some sort of business services, please do contact me. All right, thank you.
Sorry, I forgot. You can pull your cell phone back out again to get new information, new music. What's up with Night? You can text Night, NITE, to the number 55469. You'll get a message back. I have a new video up. Independent, over 50,000 views already.
Okay, I want to say thank you to all the beautiful ladies that are here on this panel. I want to say thank you to Jaja for, allowing me to be a part of this whole thing. I have a lot to say, but you guys to see all my talent on Saturday. On Saturday, I need everybody to be here. If possible, Saturday, the whole talent segment is gonna go on. We got about maybe 30 plus acts that's gonna be here. Awesome talent. Jersey definitely has talent, and I also have people that are coming out from New York as well that are going to be, gracing the stage and everything. But you can just Google me. Google Tanya Champagne, Google Champagne Entertainment, Champagne Talent Agency. Just Google Champagne, but make sure y'all go to the right Champagne. This is Champagne it's a Champagne online that don't have nothing to do with me. So you gotta be careful. So just go, Champagne Entertainment, Champagne Talent Agency. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, tagged, Reverb Nation. I'm everywhere. So,
What time does the event start?
the event starts at 3. It starts at 3 p.m. On Saturday. It's going to be right here on Saturday. And Josh, I can tell you guys more about that. But thanks for having me. And thanks
Give it up for our ladies.
guys.
Before we go, I just want to say this event is going to be this Saturday from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. under Unsigned Artists Hip Hop for Peace Concert with the Hip Hop Education Conference Week. We have another panel that's about to come up, Hip Hop for Health. Panel, we're going to have